Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. We're trying to leave Gen Con. We're just sitting here in traffic forever, so we thought it might be a good chance for us to. We just did leave. We're just here in the parking garage, and yeah, that's it.
It was a fun time.
Yeah. So this was your second trip. She ended up having so much fun on Friday that we got her another pass. But let me tell you what's something that's funny. So she goes online Saturday and buys herself a ticket to be able to come today. And so then when we show up for her to be able to pick her ticket up, I swear to God, the line was probably 2 hours long to be able to get your ticket. But if you want to buy a ticket while you're there, the line was like maybe what, 2 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we ended up just saying screw it and just bought an extra ticket so that we wouldn't have to wait 2 hours for her to be able to pick up her badge. I mean, you want to talk about inefficient. That was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But that's probably the only sour event of the day for the most. So 2 days now. Friday was kind of like your first Gen Con experience. You didn't really know what to expect. And as soon as we walk in the doors, we sit down, we play the Marvel LCG. You're just trying to figure out what the heck's going on around you.
That was probably not the best game to play.
Correct.
First.
And I think that totally tainted your opinion of the game because you just were not expecting everything that was happening. So this was now you had an experience already from Friday. You knew what to expect coming today. How would you summarize today's experience more so than Friday's?
Today was, I didn't feel as anxious as I did on Friday. And a little bit more used to the atmosphere and used to being around all those people. So that was fine. But I feel like even though it was a shorter day today, we still played a lot of games.
We did play a lot of games, and we'll talk about those in a minute of all the games we was able to check out. And I was shocked with how many we were actually able to play, given the fact that, I had to just, hey, Tim, how you doing? No, well, actually, I did get a chance to kind of see the box, but I didn't get to actually see Dark Tower, unfortunately. Sorry, and it was a last-minute thing as we was leaving today, and it was so crowded, I didn't really get a chance to stop in and actually get closer to it at the booth, so sorry, I tried. But yeah, we had a lot of people we stopped talk to, said our goodbyes, and yet we still got 8 total games in, which was fantastic, and, well, I thought we could probably just talk about those a little bit, and then probably just one final spiel, wrap up of how the whole convention went. So when we first walked in, we were actually heading over to play one of the games that we're going to talk about soon, but we ended up walking past a deluxe version. It was like a giant-sized version of Ticket to Ride London, and there was nobody there. And we love Ticket to Ride so much, we couldn't resist just going ahead and playing a game real quick.
It was so fun.
It was so fun. It was a giant board of Ticket to Ride London. And, the cars were, you had to put your car, grab them with your hand. You feel like a monster, like, picking up these big old trains, And it was really neat. And so we do own the Ticket to Ride New York. What were your thoughts of Ticket to Ride London compared to New York?
I think they were very similar. The thing that was different was the districts because New York didn't have the districts, right? They just have the points.
Yeah, they had it to like you would get the coins, like if you connected. Okay, go ahead and hang on to that. We're gonna move. We finally are moving. Maybe we've been sitting here literally in this parking garage for what 25 minutes now, and I'm just now moving a bit. So. Yeah, the Ticket to Ride New York just had the coins that if you put the car there, you would count the coins and they'd give you extra points. Whereas London, you have to make districts, which means you have to connect to several areas of the same number, and then you score those points of that, which I still liked.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind still picking it up because we love Ticket to Ride so much.
It just adds something more.
Yeah, something more, a little bit different, and I like.
It's still short.
Yeah, and it's still Ticket to Ride, which we love. Who doesn't love Ticket to Ride?
I know. It was so much fun.
I do. I wish I would have just went ahead and picked it up while we were there, but oh
We
well.
should have just took the whole table. Just
Oh
took
my,
the whole board.
it was the pocket-sized version. Yeah, yeah. We should have just, we're especially right there at the end of the day, just put it, just like, hey, we're gonna help you guys clean up, and just I could carry it like a sheet of drywall while you get all the big pieces and throw them in a bucket and just follow me. That would have been awesome. Hey, where are you guys going with that? They told us to take it through this direction. Run, Amanda. Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, I liked it a lot. After that, we were going to play a game, Obscurio, and it was tied up. So I had some friends I needed to meet over at the Upper Deck booth. And while we were there, you played a game called Dread Draw. And I think this one's actually been out for a little while. It's not a new game. But I played a little bit with you. But what did you think of that one?
That one was, it was pretty fun. I mean, I didn't get the concept down all the way because we didn't play very long before you came over there.
Yeah.
But it was interesting, and I'd like to maybe play it again sometime and see.
Yeah. Yeah, she
how it
said
plays out.
she said it was only $20 and they ended up selling out of them pretty fast.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I mean, usually when $20 seems to be that little magic mark where it's like if you price a game at $20, it seems like they sell so much faster than, I think when games go over $40, that's when, people are like,
Yeah.
but when you keep them under 40, and then especially when you hit that sweet number of 20, it's like people buy that crap up like whatever.
Yeah.
So we did after that head over to the Liviude, so it's Asmodee, Liviude, and they had Obscurio, and basically if you've played Mysterium, which you haven't yet, which I need to teach you that one. I think I still like Mysterium better than this one, but Obscurio, basically you have the same concept of Mysterium, but you have a trader, and what you're trying to do is find the right doors, and basically there's like several cards that'll come out there, and there will be two cards that will have almost like a magnetic piece that sits on them, that so it points at certain objects on the cards that it's sitting on to try to help give clues to the cards that are spread around of which door everybody should pick to be able to.
Was the board magnetic too, or just that piece?
I just think that one
Okay.
board, like where you put the pictures in, I'm not sure, but so like, you could point to like someone's hand or somebody's eyeball, something like that. Maybe that gives clues to the other pictures that are around the board. And there's a picture that is in front of every door. So then after that, everybody puts before the actual pictures are picked, everybody puts their head down, and then just the trader lifts their head up, and then they choose two pictures that they would like to add, up to two pictures that they would like to add based upon already seeing the clues that were given, and then that way to try to confuse everyone else. Hey Daniel, how you doing, bud? To try to confuse everybody and what they're choosing. So after that's done, everybody lifts their head back up, and then we make our choice. The pictures are laid down in front of the doors, and we make our choice in 1 minute. That's all we get. And of course, then the trader is trying to make us choose wrong, because that's their role, is they win if they can make us basically run out of guesses and keep guessing wrong. And then at the very last round, you have a chance to call the trader out. And if you do, then they're out of the game, and they can't pick any pictures or try to make any suggestions or anything. They're actually kicked out of the game, which we did successfully guess the trader, which was funny because
the way kind of a joke.
It was a joke, and we were all being silly. And for sure, I thought it was the guy across from me because he was a little obnoxious, not like bad, but just slightly obnoxious like me. And but what was funny was that we're all trying to figure out who the trader is, and this guy and his wife were together. And she said something like, I think it's this guy, the guy that was across from me, because of blah, 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 blah. And I looked over and I said, are you two a couple? And they're like, they said, yeah. And I said, you're just covering for your husband, aren't you? I think he's the traitor, isn't he? And everybody started laughing. And then they did a countdown, and we had to point to who we thought the traitor was. And three of us pointed to him, and it was him.
Yeah.
It was just no There was no skill behind it. It just
Mm-hmm.
happened to be,
Yep.
And then we did not. Did we get out? I can't even remember. Oh, we didn't even get a chance to actually pick the last one because he
Yeah.
just was like, "That's
Yeah.
you know." Then you would just pick the last one, and so they just basically wrapped up the demo on that. But what were your thoughts on that one? Did you like
I
it?
liked it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was pretty fun. Hey, Mark, how you doing, bud?
Although, if you're the trader, you have to kind of be assertive.
You do, and that's why I thought the guy in across from me was probably the
Yeah.
trader because he was talking and kind of like louder than everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of like putting his hands on every picture and pointing stuff out. And I just
Yeah.
thought, well, that's kind of more of signs that you're a trader because you're
Yeah.
just trying to confuse everyone.
Yeah.
Yes, Mark, we're going to talk about Horrified in a minute. If she covering up, doesn't that make the both traders? Yeah, and it's funny, Daniel, because I did say that. I said that you're both traitors. I said even though you're on our team, you're a traitor. You don't win. It was funny. We were all laughing. It was a great time. So with me, I think I still like Mysterium a little bit better because I like the theme more. I think it's cool that it's supposed to be Halloween night. You're heading to Target to pick it up. Oh, right now? You're heading to Target right now to pick it up, Mark? Well, I think you're going to be happy with what I got to say with it. Let me put it that way. But we'll get to that in just a minute, all right? Um, so, I think I still like Mysterium a little bit better, but I did enjoy this one. They're very similar, and I think it's just a matter of taste. But I think Mysterium, I like the theme a little bit better because it's the ghost, and then you've got the mediums, and they're trying to figure out who is the culprit and murdered the ghost and all that. I like that theme so much better than Obscurio. And I'm not a huge trader. I don't like. I'm not a big fan of games with trader elements. I'm just not. Never really have been. Um, so with that, I think I still prefer Mysterium. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I can't wait to try that one.
I know I had brought it over to your house that one time to play with you and the girls,
Yeah.
and I just couldn't remember how to set it up. It's such a confusing setup, and so I'll make sure I study that one up, and that'll be one we feature maybe this Halloween to play with everyone. So after we finished with that, the next table was open, and that was for one key, and that was by Liviute as well. And basically, the gist is that there were a total of, I want to say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 like pictures that were down on a table. And what I have to do is guide, well, in the case that I was the person that I selected myself, that I had to give them clues so that they found the one picture that was the key to them escaping. And the way I do that is that I place pictures on these tiles that would be either like wow, this is very very similar, which would be a green tile I'd place it on, slightly similar, which would be a yellow tile, or this is not similar at all, and which would go on a red. And then they would try to figure out why I had those pictures on there, and then they would relate it to the clues that were in front of them on the table as well. Um, and there is an app that you play with it with this, which it doesn't really it adds more to it than it takes away. It was fun. Um, and then what ends up happening, and that was just the first round where I did it that way. And then the second rounds is that I draw 3 cards and I keep them behind a shield, and then I have these tokens that I place down in front of them that are either red, yellow, or green, which basically are the same concept, slightly match, don't match at all, or strongly match. Um, and I place those face down in front of each one of the pictures, and I turn around the screen so everybody can see the pictures, and then they guess which one of them that they would like to turn the tile over on, and depending upon the color of the tile, then it goes on to that other tile onto the actual table. And then once again, then they'll start getting a pile of cards that are on the tiles, so that they could try to make the guesses. And we were so close to actually correct on that, but that one was tough. What were your thoughts on that?
We got to the last round.
We did get to the last round, and it actually came down to a couple, and two of the kids guessed it at one time.
Yeah.
But there was one thing that just gave it away, and it was that stupid airplane.
Yeah.
And I was hoping, because I put it as slightly similar because it was the same color as the, because it had the yellow color
I
and
forgot about that too.
right.
That it wasn't green.
But I didn't put it on green, which I was hoping that you guys would realize because it was an airplane, a yellow airplane, and I was trying to make them guess this like genie lamp, which was very yellow, and I was hoping that they would realize because that I just put it on slightly that it was not an airplane, which was actually like there was like this makeshift airplane kind of a looking thing that was on the table. And I didn't want them to guess that. And so I put it on slightly yellow, like, it's slightly similar instead of strongly similar, which would have been like a dead giveaway that, oh, airplane matches up perfect, right? And but it didn't click. But two of the kids at one time actually did pick it, but unfortunately it didn't make it through. So, but what
it was
would you?
fun.
It was.
Fun.
I thought so too.
For kids, those kids really enjoyed it. So I think
they were involved too,
yeah.
And that's what I liked so much is that. So like outside of a lot of the other games that we sometimes play, that was a game, and they were young, and one of them was maybe 7, I would say, maybe even a little younger than that, and he seemed very involved, that he was making the guesses, and he was the one who did guess the correct one at one time. So I enjoyed One Key slightly better than I enjoyed Obscurio, to be honest.
Yeah. They're about the same for me.
They're very same, but if I had to rank them, I'm gonna rank that one a little higher.
Yeah, it was a little bit more fun.
So put a gun to my head and make me rank them. One key, fine. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to talk about. The next one we went to, we didn't actually play it, but we did like a demo overview, and it's coming to Kickstarter, and it was called Calico. And it's about tile placement, and you're making a quilt, and what you're trying to do is create the patterns, and there's like 3 cats and that are above, and below the cats there's a couple of like pattern tiles. That's the patterns that they want to be able to lay on.
Patterns and colors mixed.
And patterns and colors mixed, and that's the patterns and the colors that they want to lay on your quilt. So, so as you're filling up your quilt and you're making it with the tile placement on your player board, you're trying to make those patterns so that you attract the cats to your quilt so that they'll lay on them. And I thought that was probably really that's probably the freaking cutest thing I have ever. And it's like I went by several times to try to play Isle of Cats, and I could never find an open spot because I love the idea of the Isle of Cats. But Calico is right up there in the cuteness of us cat lovers. That's just a great theme. Love it.
It does look really cute.
And it's coming to Kickstarter, so when it hits, I'm gonna have to see what the price is on that. Maybe pick that one up. But that's Calico. Now, after that, which I don't know why this thing flashes so much. It sure does drive me crazy, though. I think it's because there's light behind us, and it has a hard time figuring out what's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we put something up there. Hopefully it doesn't bother you. Sorry. Horrified. We did make it to Ravensburger, and we did play Horrified. Basically, it's a board set up with locations. Think of a la Arkham Horror, Eldritch Horror, kind of. And you're moving around through the locations. There is one of the old-timey monsters like Dracula, the Wolf, Universal monsters. Think of the Universal monsters: Dracula, Wolfman, Visible Man, the Mummy, Frankenstein. All of them. The creature from the Black Lagoon. All of them. All right. And in the game we played, there was only one of them, but you can play a advanced version where you can put more of the monsters on the board. So Dracula is the one we played against. And the gist is that you have to destroy his coffins, and then you have to fight him. And the way you do that is you pick up these tokens that have numbers on them that then basically you can add them up together. And yes, the classic monsters, Mark, thank you. And you add them up. So we needed a total of a 6 value, like red. So we was looking for as many red tokens as we could, and put those together and use those to be able to go and destroy his coffins. Once his coffins are destroyed, then we can actually take him out with the yellow tokens, and we had to have 6 of those, which Amanda successfully did. Mm-hmm. Well done. You saved all of us in the town.
I did.
And you have to do this before he reaches, it's like, I'm not sure what they call it, but there's like a tracker. And the way the tracker advances is whenever he knocks out a player, or he knocks out a citizen, because as the game progresses, there will be citizens that just pop up randomly, and they have a location value, or a location that's on their picture, and you have to try to hurry up and escort them to that location. Otherwise, the monster gets them and knocks him out of the game, and then it advances the track, and then you're a greater chance you're going to lose the game. So, what'd you think?
It was fun.
It was extremely fun. I liked it a lot.
So I think it would be a lot harder if you added more monsters, because I think that, who was it? Did we do the vampire, did you say?
We did Dracula, yeah.
Okay. So I felt like he attacked quite often, because
Right?
after everybody's turn.
Right?
Yeah.
And the thought that he would attack that much, and with that, hey, go ahead and give me the backpack real quick. Thank you. And to think that he would attack that much, see if that helps a little bit. I doubt it. We'll see. To think that he would attack that much, given the fact that there would be another monster too. So every time everybody takes an action, you flip over a card, and that will possibly activate the monster. It just depends. But if you got,
or puts out more tokens.
It's just being stubborn. Or puts out more tokens. But that moves him around the board, and then advances him. I want to move this up a little bit and see if maybe that'll help. So I'm trying to find something I could prop back there. Maybe get it out of the sun so much. I don't know. I'm trying to figure something out here. I hate that flashing. It's driving me crazy. I don't know. I think I made it worse. But yeah, I think if you put two of the monsters like Frankenstein and Dracula on the board at the same time, and that would just double the trouble, and then you have to knock them both out of the game. I mean, it was tough, but it was fun. Oh my God, was it fun? We had a blast with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything more you'd like to talk about?
No, not on that one.
Well, it seemed like you had something you was going to say. I was like, I'm hogging the conversation.
Well, I forgot now. No, I'm kidding.
Because you wouldn't shut up and I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Horrified is great from Ravensburger. Man, I like it. If you like those silly, it's very campy, very silly. Still had some strategy and some awesome stuff to it. Really fun. After we were done with that one, we played the butterfly game. Do you remember the name of that one?
It is pronounced Papillon.
Papillon, that's right. And that was from Colossal Games. And the deal with this, it's another tile drafting game. And you are going to be making a garden, and you're going to be making flower beds. And depending upon the color of the flower beds, you're going to be taking your butterflies, which basically are kind of like, think of them as your workers, I guess. And you're going to be attaching them to flowers that are worth victory points. And it's really cute. It's all 3D. So when I say you're attaching them, there's
they're like bushes.
Yes, they're like bushes, and they're 3D bushes that stick up, and there's 2 of each color, which there are 4 colors, I believe. And what you do then is you select which one of them that you want to attach your butterflies to, and then at the end of the game, whoever has the majority of butterflies on those bushes is going to score the highest value of them. Then the second player gets second, and then there was a third place as well. Thoughts?
It was really neat. It was beautiful, actually. The box itself was really neat.
I was impressed. I was really impressed. I like these because they're so different. Like when we're talking about Calico, even with Horrified slightly. But once again, this is a game that is so different than, the theme-wise.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
I do too. And now that I've played it, because it's hard to place your tiles and create bushes.
Yeah.
To get your butterflies out there.
Yeah.
But it was really fun.
It was extremely fun.
Cute.
I would have loved to have tried it again. So that's supposed to be coming out soon. It's not out yet, but when it does, I'm gonna have to bug them because I want to play that.
Just don't break the clips. No, I'm kidding.
I did. I broke one of the butterfly clips. They're like on clothespins. It's not my fault.
Miniature ones. They were so tiny.
They were tiny, and on top of that, the the bushes that you connect them to are kind of loose. Let's see if that helps. We'll stick it right there. The things are they're kind of loose. The bushes. That just makes me want to flash more. seems to flash whenever I move too much. I think I gotta stop moving. And that makes they were really hard to pull off. Uh, were you able to play Reavers of Midgard? Yes, I talked about that yesterday, Tim, and it is amazing. If you love champions, you're gonna love Reavers. Check out yesterday's recap, day 3. I talk about that one. Man, I was really sleepy when I made that, though. I was running on 2 hours sleep, so forgive me for how sleepy I was. So after we finished with that one, we ran over to the Greater Than Games booth and we played a game called
Medium.
Medium. That's right. Why don't you explain to them what we do on that one?
That one was really fun. What type of game?
Oh yeah, Tim, man. When Reavers comes in, get it set up, play it. You're gonna love it, dude.
So what type of game would you call that?
Ooh, I would just say it's more of a party game, to be honest.
Okay.
We played several party games today, I think. But
I think
yeah.
so too. So you start out with 6 cards in your hand. They each have a word on them, and so the way it works is each team is the person beside you on each side.
Yeah, and no matter what,
Yeah.
that's your teammate. It's funny how that works.
So you lay a card down with a word on it. The person next to you lays down a card with a word on it. So between those 2 names, you have to come up with a common word that you think the other person will come up with as well.
Yeah.
It's really hard because you don't know how other people...
So, for instance, let's say I laid down a card that had the word airplane on it. And then let's say Amanda laid down a card that had frisbee on it. So she would see what I laid down first, and she gets to pick one of her 6 to lay down as well. So then what we do is we'd look at each other and we'd go 3, 2, 1, and then we both say a word. So ready? So airplane and frisbee. Ready? 3, 2, 1, flying. There you go.
Yeah.
See? And if we get it on our first chance, then we get to score a possible 5 to 6 points. But then what happens is, let's say we did 3, 2, 1, and I don't know, we didn't get it right. Amanda said
different words.
Amanda said stewardess, and I said because stewardesses love frisbees, and I said dog.
Dog, yeah.
So those are our next 2 words then. And then stewardess and dog. So now we got to try to find a common word between the 2 of those. And then we do it again. 3.
And we cannot use the words.
And we can't use frisbee or airplane or any of the, yeah. So it's really fun. But then our point values go down. So we get 3 chances to be able to try to find a common word that both of us are thinking and to be able to score points. And I got to admit, it's really fun.
It was really fun. I had a hard time, I think, the first 2 times. Just, I don't know, because, like, put me on the spot,
you're talking about coming up with a word.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were real nervous.
I was real
because nervous. She's so shy, and the problem is that you put her in the spotlight like that, and you just kind of freeze up, and then of course you start getting nervous and anxious, which makes it to where you can't think of a word even more. But you really started getting your groove as we was playing, and you and I ended up winning.
Yep.
And she had, I put down mouth, and then she put down middle. Or no, I put down middle, and then you put down mouth. One of the 2. Regardless, what would you guys come up with? Middle and mouth. Hey, Chris, how you doing, man? We both went 3, 2, 1, tongues, and we got 6 points for it, and it was great. So that one's fun. So Greater Than Games Medium, it's called Medium. It's like Psychic Medium. Fun, man. That's really a great party game. Great party game. The last one we played was Dragon Realm, and that one was Game Right. Game Right does that one. So it's basically you have these locations, and you are drafting. You're pulling cards from the deck, and you have 3 chances of putting your workers on those locations to fill up the slots. By either creating combos of like a straight, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or all like colors or all like numbers, and depending on how many cards you lay down, that determines how many dice you get to roll to overcome the value to be able to place your guys on them locations. And then once all the slots are filled up, whoever has the majority takes the location and scores the gold. And you do that until basically you run out of the locations. There are treasure cards so that you can upgrade your character a little bit, but maybe 2 or 3 cards at the most you're going to have, all the way down to just 1 possibly, depending upon the value. But yeah, real simple, straightforward game.
Were there more locations?
It seemed like there might have been. I can't remember because they were a little. They were super nice people, but they were a little like
Ready to go.
yeah, they were ready to go, and it was just so obvious. And nothing negative against them. Amanda and I were ready to go too. We were tired, but I really wanted to try that before I left, and I was glad we did. I enjoyed
really
that
fun.
one. Yeah, it was fun.
It was probably one of my top 3.
One of your top 3. Well, hey, while we're on that, we're on our top 3. Uh, let's just say, what was your favorite of the day?
I love Ticket to Ride.
Yeah, come on, man. Hey, David, how you doing, bud?
So it's up there, but I would have to say, Horrified was good, Medium, and then Dragon Realm. So Medium was probably my favorite.
I think you're forgetting the butterfly game.
Okay, well then I will do Medium, Dragon Realm, and then is it Papillon?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Those are
3.
your 3?
Yeah.
Which one was your favorite, though?
Ticket to Ride.
Oh, you said...
I don't know. They were all. I liked them all 3 equally.
Good. I think my favorite of the day was probably Horrified or the Papillon. Those 2, I had fun with all of them. I really did. But Horrified because there was a lot of dark, campy gothic or monster style games that were there this year, and I really liked it, to be honest. I'd like to see more of that. I know even like with Colossal Games, they've got the Terrors of London deck builder, and that's very gothic, and that was the word I was looking for yesterday, was gothic, or Lovecraft is kind of as well. The Court of the Dead from the Project Raygun, it's actually being distributed by the OP. That one is so neat. What was your most favorite of the con? Ooh, I don't know. I'd have to think on that one. I don't know, bud. That's tough to say because I played a lot of good games. I enjoyed Vindication a lot. I enjoyed Champions, and I'd have to go through all my notes to even remember everything I played. I played so many games. I mean, I was really impressed with how much I was able to play, and yet disappointed I didn't play as many as I wanted to. But yeah, today was a great day. It was a great day. I would say the convention all around was just amazing. I was glad, man. This was just Marvel Splendor was very good. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed the heck out of that one. But yeah, I'm just impressed. This was a great convention. I'm sad that it's over, but at the same time, I'm fine because I am so freaking tired. I'm just ready to go home and relax if I can ever get out of this. To Amanda, what was the game with the most fun factor as a newer gamer?
I like the Marvel Splendor now that he brought that up, because I'm familiar with that one and I love Marvel.
Yeah.
So that was
the one where you started, I think, relaxing a little bit more and having fun.
Yeah.
When we hit that one, and I think because when we started with the Marvel LCG, you were kind of nervous, you were anxious. Then we went straight over to the Time Stories, Damien, and you were just still not quite ready. But then when we did Splendor, because you were more familiar with that, you seemed to kind of just relaxed,
Yeah.
And you had a lot of fun with that one.
I did.
Yeah.
But for as far as a new game, I would have to say it was Hadara. I cannot wait to play that tonight.
Yeah, we got that at the house, Hadara.
Yeah. So there's so much going on there, and
I'm excited to play that one too. I don't think we'll ever get home though, so we're still sitting here, and we have literally moved
10 feet.
Maybe. All right. Thanks, Daniel. That's pretty much it. Anything else you want to wrap up with?
No. I had a great time, and
me too. We're gonna do all of Origins next year, and you'll see Amanda in pajamas with me there, and all 4 days next year at Gen Con. So
can't wait.
Yep. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it sure is. It's taking forever.